made it clear that you're big on story, but not big on plot. And I'd like you to just talk about the difference between story and plot, if you would.
I just found that over the years I was more drawn to the films that I constantly revisited or saw repeatedly held up longer for me over the years, not because of plot, but because of character and a very different approach to story, you know. Just, for example, talk about Hitchcock. And we see his films in the 50s as they came out. Strangers on a Train, Rear Window, all the way up to, Vertigo, North by Northwest, and into Psycho. But I think over the years, the films of Hitchcock that I enjoy watching repeatedly, The Wrong Man, for example, as a picture that I've used repeatedly as an example of mood, paranoid style, beautiful New York location photography. It was a picture that I screened for Michael Chapman, Paul Schrader, and everybody for Taxi Driver. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe ultimately it's one of the reasons I said Bernard Herrmann had to do the score. You know, I think so. And I talked about the paranoid camera moves, the feelings of threat. When, if you know the picture, Henry Fonda has to go to the paying his insurance in Queens. I grew up a little bit. I grew up till about 7 years old in Queens. So
me too.
Jamaica and that whole area. So it was kind of interesting to see it. But he's standing behind the counter, and the woman's looking over, and you see Henry Fonda from her point of view, and she thinks he's a robber because he had just robbed this place earlier, and she thinks he's come back. And the way the camera moves, her perception, excellent bit part players, because they could kill you if you don't get the right person. The fear, the anxiety, the paranoia, it's all done through the camera and the person's face.
It's the same.
I find that is more interesting to me. So when I saw Rebecca maybe 10 times, 14 times and everything, but at a certain point I said, for me, the style Hitchcock in that film is only in the sequence when Mrs. Danvers shows the Rebecca's room to Joan Fontaine. Mm-hmm. That's about it. For the rest of it, I know the plot and it's not interesting anymore.